Hey everyone, welcome back to Car Flash, the place where you don't get dealership rehearsals, you don't get sugar-coated marketing talk, and you definitely don't get those same tired one-liners you've heard 100 times before. Here, it's all about real reactions, raw impressions, and honest reviews straight from the driver's seat. And today, we're taking a deep dive into something that's been creating quite a buzz in the EV world, the all-new 2026 MG IM6. Exterior. Now, MG has been on a serious roll lately, reinventing itself from a nostalgic British badge into a futuristic electric powerhouse backed by SAIC's massive tech muscle. And the IM6, this might just be the moment where MG fully steps out of its comfort zone and challenges the likes of Tesla, BYD, and even Polestar. Let's just say a broken bar, this isn't your granddad's MG anymore. At first glance, the MG IM6 looks like it came straight out of a concept sketch that somehow made it to production unchanged. The front end sets the tone, aggressive, futuristic, and undeniably premium. There's no traditional grille, just a smooth, aerodynamic nose with subtle LED contouring that gives it that business face. The headlights are razor thin, a continuous LED strip across the top, and two bold daytime running light signatures below that flicker to life in a welcome sequence every time you approach the car. MG calls it the halo beam, and it honestly gives this SUV a signature look that stands out even in the EV crowd. Move a bit lower and you'll notice the vented front bumper design. Not just for looks, those active air intakes actually open and close depending on cooling needs, which helps with both performance and efficiency. The front lip gets a hint of brushed aluminum, adding just enough contrast to balance that sleek blacked-out lower section. It's a clever mix of elegance and aggression, and it tells you right away, this is not just a family crossover. It's a tech statement on wheels. From the side profile, things get even more interesting. The IM6 rides low and wide for a crossover, giving it almost a coupe-like stance without sacrificing practicality. You've got that classic floating roofline design, but MG takes it a step further with hidden door handles that pop out as you approach, a touch borrowed straight from the luxury EV playbook. The sharp body lines stretch from the front fender all the way to the taillights, creating this sense of constant motion even when it's parked. And then there are those wheels, 21-inch aerodynamic alloys with a turbine-inspired design that not only look incredible but also slice through the air to help extend range. The wheel arches are slightly flared, and MG cleverly integrates black cladding around the lower edges to keep things sporty but also practical for real-world driving. The charging port sits neatly on the rear quarter, accessible yet discreet, with LED indicators showing charge status, another premium touch that adds to the car's futuristic vibe. Swing around to the back, and the IM6's design hits its high note. MG's new design language really shines here, with that full-width LED light bar stretching across the rear, giving it a clean, modern look. The taillights are sharply cut with pixel-style illumination that instantly reminds you of something out of a sci-fi movie. There's no clutter and no fake vents or exaggerated spoilers, just a beautifully sculpted tailgate with subtle curves that reflect light perfectly. The MG badge sits dead center, and below it, the glowing IM6 logo that pulses softly when you unlock or charge the car, a small but classy detail that feels high-end. Even the rear diffuser is functional, directing airflow to reduce drag. The whole design just feels cohesive, futuristic but restrained. You can tell MG has finally mastered the art of making an EV that looks expensive without overdoing it. Interior. Step inside, and the transformation continues. The interior of the 2026 MG IM6 feels like you've walked into a minimalist tech lounge. MG's design philosophy here is all about calm sophistication, and it shows. The cabin layout is clean, uncluttered, and wrapped in high-quality materials that can finally go toe-to-toe with European rivals. The dashboard is dominated by a massive floating curved OLED display that stretches almost pillar to pillar, combining the digital driver cluster and infotainment system into one seamless panel. The resolution is crisp, animations are buttery smooth, and the interface feels intuitive. You can switch between drive modes, climate control, and even ambient lighting with simple swipe gestures. MG's new operating system, IM Smart Core 2.0, brings in AI-assisted voice commands, real-time route learning, and smart home integration. The steering wheel has a flat-bottom design and haptic touch buttons, which actually work well instead of feeling gimmicky. The center console floats elegantly with the wireless charging pad, dual cup holders, and the hidden storage compartment underneath. The gear selector has been replaced by a minimalist toggle switch, very modern, very clean. As for materials, MG has gone full premium here. Soft-touch vegan leather, brushed aluminum accents, and recycled microfiber suede line the surfaces. The seats are sculpted, ventilated, and even come with a built-in massage function for both front occupants, something unheard of in this segment just a few years ago. Rear passengers aren't left behind either. They get their own climate controls, USB-C ports, and reclining seat backs. The panoramic glass roof stretches across the entire cabin, flooding it with light and giving it that open, airy feel. Now, let's talk about what really matters: performance. The 2026 MG IM6 comes in two main variants, the RWD Long Range and the AWD Performance. The RWD model packs a 250 kilowatts, around 335 horsepower, motor with a healthy 450 Nm of torque, while the AWD Performance version cranks things up to 400 kilowatts, that's over 530 horsepower and 700 Nm of torque. This means 0–100 km/h in just 4.1 seconds. Yes, from an MG. Let that sink in. It's quick, smooth, and brutally efficient thanks to MG's new Generation 6-based inverter system, which boosts efficiency by nearly 15% over the last-gen powertrains. The IM6 rides on MG's new modular electric architecture, lightweight, rigid, and optimized for both performance and comfort. The suspension setup combines adaptive dampers with predictive road scanning, meaning the car actually reads the road ahead and adjusts stiffness in real time. The result: a ride that's silky smooth on city streets but sharp and composed when you push it on twisty roads. Range-wise, the long-range version gets a 115 kWh battery pack, giving it up to 650 kilometers, around 400 miles, on the WLTP cycle. Fast charging is seriously impressive too, from 10% to 80% in just 18 minutes with a 350 kilowatts DC charger. MG's thermal management system keeps battery temps under control, so performance doesn't fade even during spirited driving or hot weather conditions. MG has also thrown in the latest in driver assistance tech. You've got Level 3 semi-autonomous driving, adaptive cruise with lane centering, automatic lane change assist, and a 3D surround view camera that uses eye to highlight moving obstacles, a handy tool in crowded city environments. Pricing is where MG continues to hit hard. The base RWD Long Range is expected to start around $48,000, while the AWD Performance version should come in at roughly $58,000 $60,000, depending on market and options. Considering the tech, power, and luxury you're getting here, that's incredibly competitive, especially when you compare it to something like the Tesla Model Y Performance or the Polestar 3. So, what's the verdict? The 2026 MG IM6 feels like a major statement, a sign that MG has finally matured into a full-fledged dev powerhouse. It's sleek, futuristic, and comfortable, yet it delivers serious performance and long-range practicality. Sure, it's still fighting against brand perception in some markets, but the IM6 might be the car that changes that. It's bold without being flashy, high-tech without being confusing, and fast without feeling over the top. MG has built something that looks and feels premium, and more importantly, drives like it too. And that's a wrap for today's review of the 2026 MG IM6. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more real-world car reviews without the dealership sugarcoat, make sure to hit that subscribe button, tap the bell icon, and join the Car Flash community. Because here, it's not about hype, it's about the drive, the design, and the details that matter. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay sharp, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one, right here on Car Flash.